many times have you said or heard somebody else say, if I won the lottery, then everything would be better. I'd be happier, it would solve so many problems. As you well know, this is not the case. Statistics show that 70% of all lottery winners go bankrupt or broke within 2 to 3 years of winning. Yet everyone who hasn't won the lottery and wants to thinks they will be different and won't be part of that statistic of going broke or being bankrupt. There are two issues with this. One, there's friction when we want to manifest large sums of money because it's usually done out of fear. The fear of not having enough, which is a scarcity belief that is running in our subconscious. When you want to manifest a large sum of money, it's usually to ensure that you have enough money to handle any foreseeable or unforeseeable circumstance that might happen to you in your lifetime and also in your loved one's lifetime. Now, as lovely as that sounds, when large sums of money are created this way, it's manifesting on top of fear. The fear of not having enough, the lack of trust that there is more coming, and the fear that there will not ever be enough. When you try to handle all of what you think you'll need or may potentially need for your lifetime with a manifestation like this, it's under a vibration of fear because you don't trust the universe, all that is, the cosmos or God or whatever you want to call it. You don't trust that you can create more when you need it. When you're trying to create this money in one big windfall, it's like a 5-year-old getting all of their gifts for their entire life at once. Now, what's a 5-year-old gonna do with a spa gift certificate or a set of golf clubs or several dozen adult sweaters? It's a lot to take on all at once. It is a lot to manage, to oversee, and to take care of for years and years. And it's a lot to move if you move around until you're ready for it. And it takes all the magic out of creating money in new and different ways as part of the joy of your existence. Would you ever go on a 2-week trip to Italy and the moment you land, order all the food that you're gonna need for your entire 2-week trip? No, of course not. You want to see different parts of Italy. You want to have food cravings. You want to try out different things. You want to eat seasonally and see what unfolds because your interests, your choices, and the ideas may change for what you want. This is the same with money. So trying to create large amounts of money on top of the fear of trying to handle every possible circumstance makes it really hard to manifest. Fear has a very, very low vibration, and it can take a lot of effort to create something on top of that low vibration. When there's a very low vibration running at the foundation, you have to bring it up to a higher vibration to have the results with the efficiency and accuracy that you're looking for. This is very challenging to do when the fear is the foundation because fear begets more fear. The second issue with trying to manifest large amounts of money, in these instances, there's usually a subconscious belief running that you don't deserve that amount of money or that amount of abundance. Most people have multiple blocks subconsciously that keep them from having this type of mass abundance all at once. What often happens, if you are able to create such a large windfall and you do it without having revised your money set point, which are the limiting patterns and beliefs that are running on the surface that kind of keep the amount of money that you can have in a certain size container, if you have not revised those to expand it, then your subconscious, who believes that you don't deserve all that money or aren't worthy of it, it will get rid of the money. It'll just get rid of it. It will have some unforeseen circumstance or situation happen to have it all disappear. Your car will break down. You'll have a leak under your faucet that ruins the entire floor. Or maybe just spend it away in a year or two on who knows what. Unfortunately, this is very common. This is how 70% of lottery winners end up broke or bankrupt within 2 to 3 years of winning. Now, it's not the money that's the problem. It's their beliefs around the money that keeps them stuck. How many times have you seen young celebrities rocket to fame and fortune quickly and then totally end up trashing their lives shortly afterwards? It's their beliefs about their worth, their deserving, and their validity, that money set point, that causes this to happen. It's not the money itself. It's their money set point that is bumping up against the amount that they just acquired. They haven't expanded their capacity for wealth, so they aren't able to keep a hold of it. Now, this doesn't have to be the case. All you have to do is revise those stuck patterns and those limiting beliefs that cause this in your subconscious so that you can expand your capacity of wealth. You can expand your money set point so that you don't have to send the money away as quickly as you make it. Lastly, it's also important to manifest from a place of joy, happiness, and appreciation, not from fear. These are higher vibrational states because they are more in alignment with who you really are. When there is a high vibrational experience of why you want to manifest abundance, then honestly, it's incredibly easy and a lot faster to manifest what you want. When you're manifesting on top of a foundation of joy and happiness, the universe, all that is, God, the cosmos, has to respond because there's a loud transmission. So the universe will respond. How do you get to this higher vibrational experience instead of fear? You have to get really clear about what you want and what it will give you when you have it. So let me ask you this. Once you have that thing that you want, what will having that do for you? And when you have that thing that it will do for you, what will having that do for you? this process of asking, what will having that do for me? And then what will having that do for me? And then what will having that do for me? And just keep moving the ball down the road several times. This process starts to pull back the layers of what you really want, not what you think will solve for what you really want. When you're really clear about what you want and how it lights you up and gives you joy, then it's not coming from a place of trying to solve a concern or a fear. When the vibrational energy is from joy and happiness without attachment of fear, then the universe has to respond, and usually does immediately in the most surprisingly and delightful ways. Haven't you ever had the experience of thinking about something you wanted and then you forgot about it? And it wasn't much later and it showed up out of nowhere, and then you remembered, oh yeah, I was thinking about getting one of those. And here it is. When we're clear about what we want, put our attention on it, and remove the blocks from our subconscious, there's no fear, then it can show up easily. This happens to me quite often. One example was, I wanted to get my son a bunk bed. I kept thinking, God, I should really get him a bunk bed. I should get him like a real bed. I just put my attention on it and I let it go. Then it was probably a couple weeks later, we went to a friend's house and there's huge package sitting outside of their front gate. We were inside, the kids were playing, and I said, oh, by the way, you have this package out by your front gate? Did you know it's there? And she goes, yeah, it's a bunk bed that we have that we don't want, we can't get rid of it. And I was like, what? You have a bunk bed that you want to get rid of? And it's brand new? I'll take it. So she gave it to me. It literally can be that easy when you have shifted those underlying limiting beliefs and fears that are running. Once you get those limiting patterns revised, it's so much easier to have what you want show up because there's no resistance to it. There's nothing blocking it. Then the broadcast of what you want can go out so easily with no friction, no blocks. And it can then have a return response of your manifestation. Manifesting what you really want from a place of joy is a lot more effective and efficient versus doing it from a place of trying to solve for all your fears, concerns, and anxieties with money and trying to control how it all happens. There's a dance that the universe wants to do with you. It wants to bring it to you in delightfully surprising ways that are miraculous. And when we are trying to create all the money that we will need for a lifetime all at once, then we're taking all the magic of how the universe likes to play. And isn't it more fun to have things delightfully surprise us than to plan it all out and have it handled, every last option, because we are too afraid to allow things to unfold. You'd be amazed at how many more possibilities are available in the quantum field when you let the universe do the how, versus us trying to handle the details for ourselves. We have a very limited scope of the possibilities of the thing that we want showing up. For example, like my son's bunk bed, in a million years, I would have never come up with a scenario that a friend we were playing with one day had a spare bunk bed that they did not need. I would have thought, oh, Christmas gift, maybe grandparents, whatever, right? Never have thought about it that way. Amazing. This is what's possible. Remember, the good news is whatever limiting beliefs or stuck patterns that you have around money that make you want to manifest large sums, that make you want to handle every possibility of what you may need money for, instead of having this place of joy and freedom about how life unfolds, they are all revisable. And you can actually have more an experience of yourself as a creator and a magical being. And the good news is whatever limiting beliefs or stuck patterns that are running that have you go, oh, I gotta manifest a huge pile of money to feel safe and secure, those are all revisable. So you can actually have a different experience of how joyous, miraculous, and fun it is to create in the world as a magical being and have the universe bring it to you. To learn more, click the button to pick a time for us to chat, and we'll chat more.